1, 2, 3. I spent how much on comics this week? Stay tuned to find out how much I actually spent on New Comic Book Day. It's massive. See what my spec plays of the week are, and what my read of the week is, and what my cover of the week is. Stay tuned. Ho, ho, holy shit. Welcome back to the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave down here in the Comic Dojo, where we're getting freaky deaky and we're getting nuts tonight because it's a battle of books. And holy shit, this is the longest receipt I've ever had from my LCS. I could not believe I spent what I spent today. It is out of pure passion and pure enjoyment that I spent what I did, because I am hyped for New Comic Book Day today. I kid you not. I got two massive stack of books over here. Before I get into this, we're going to get into this chat real quick, and we're going to welcome everybody. Give them a good old down home welcome to Wednesday night down here in the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo. We're going to battle it out here in a minute. What is good, everybody? Welcome back. Get amped, get pumped. I cannot wait to see what your guys' favorite reads were, what your favorite covers were this week. We got John's Comics with Kids hanging out 30 minutes ago. You wanted it now? I've heard that before. Paul Dunn, welcome back, man. Good to see you. It is definitely a big week. It is a massive week. It's big. It's big. Get that deep voice out. It's big. It's a big week. I cannot believe how big of a week it is. Come on, mama. What's up, all? How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Don Davis. Hey, guys. Did anybody get that Berserker third print? I do believe the old Comic Man Andy was able to score one. Thank you to a good friend. Ooh, he didn't care for issue 1. Not for everybody. We'll move along on there. All right, who else we got in here? Walter Cruz, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Vincent McLean, the comic machine, because he is a machine with comics. What's good, buddy? Wrestling's on tonight, right? Yes. Yes, it is. So tune into your favorite wrestling show. Oliver, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Most expensive week ever. This was crazy. This was a crazy week. So buckle up. Stay tuned. We got a ton of books to go through. I'm going to be as efficient as possible. I'm going to be as entertaining as possible. It's crazy. Like I said, we're in the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo tonight, and we're running 120% full speed right ahead because I am pumped. I am amped, and I hope you guys are too. I cannot wait to get into these. Little fist bump action with Zuni. What's up, man? This is the Comic Cave Comic Dojo. Absolutely. Wish I had that discipline. I do not have that discipline. Hey, Mom, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the great news. Glad you guys are home, resting well. Rob Boswell, great to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Oh, and the Downright Nerdy Podcast. Hey, Boo. What's up, Boo? What it do? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Absolutely. Who else we got in here? God Tank got that Berserker #1 third print. Stay tuned. Absolutely. Anytime I get double digits, that's a big week for me. 11 issues. I think one of my stacks equals 11 issues. Maybe. Oh, boy. Who else we got in here? Hey-o from Paul Dunn again. Just got my Hogwarts, homie. Absolutely. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to dip into this. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you all for watching. We're about to dip into this first comic book. We just hit up the chat. Like I said, it is time. It is time. Oh, this is the guy. Oh, big time. Andrew, thanks, man. Thanks for hooking it up, man. You almost beat my bill at the shop today. Oh, boy. Absolutely. Dude, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm pumped. I'm amped to get into these books. It is an exciting day. Like I said, welcome to the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo. We're going 120%. We're pumping it up. Absolutely. Big Lion Cat's here. 6'4". Good to see you, homie. How you been? Hope you're doing well. All right, we're getting into Marvel first. There are no DC books for me this week. I could not even see straight walking through the LCS thinking about my tab that I had to pay. Because, boy, oh boy, Uncle Comic Man Andy bit off more than he could chew. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew one of these days I was going to get ahead of myself and this was going to happen. But like I said, when I'm really interested in something, my homies at my LCS, I let them know all covers, all copies, all issues, all printings, everything. I want them all. Well, I really didn't stop to think about what Berserker was going to do to me. So Berserker has got me going Berserker, but we're dipping into Marvel first. There's no DC books this week for me because, like I said, I could not see straight walking through the aisles. First up is Silk number 2. I definitely made time to read this today. I liked where the first issue started off at. This is a 5-issue miniseries, if I remember correctly. And the first issue was interesting. I was interested in seeing more. Second issue, this is losing me. This is kind of losing me. Being that it's only a 5-issue miniseries, I'm going to stick with it, see where it goes, because I feel like I'll enjoy the 5-issue read. I'll stack them up, and I'll throw them over to some auction or some claim sale where somebody can get the 5-issue miniseries for a steep discount, and they're going to enjoy reading it. So read it once, put it away. I'll get my enjoyment out of it. But Silk, the second issue kind of lost me. Anybody else read that? Silk just kind of lost me today. So there it is. Right up on the block over there. My read of the week. Already, number 2. We're going into my read of the week, and it's already number 2. Number 4 has a Frizzen cover, Paul? Ooh, uh-oh. My read of the week, honestly, though, I got to be seriously honest, was Darth Vader. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've seen some Peck Darth Vader out on the shelf, and this hit, and boy, did this suck me right in, and by the time I got to the last page, I was left wanting more and wanting to reread it again. I'm like, this issue reads very well. It's really smooth. And I just want more. Every time I read this Peck Darth Vader run, I want more. After every issue, I'm left wanting more. So that's actually going to be my read of the week is Darth Vader number 11. I enjoyed that wholeheartedly. Even more so than Berserker. And I loved Berserker. Yes, thanks, Fable. Darth Vader was great. Is it silk or milk? Aren't they the same thing? Silk milk? Milk silk? Something like that. All right, so Don Davis only got Silk for the Rose cover. Interesting. Okay, so we're moving along to indies. Those are the only 2 mainstream books I have, I think. Those are the only 2 mainstream books I have this week. Those are the only 2. Yeah, those definitely weren't the same stack. All right, moving right along to Image. I'm Image heavy this week, but not so much as Boom heavy. So Shadecraft, the second printing, number 1 was out. Thank you, Justin, No Good Comics, for sending me that B-cover Jacques variant, because that is a super cool Akira homage that I'm actually going to cherish. Actually, I'm going to cherish that thing. The second printing, I realized I was going to read this today, and then you know what? I decided to read it digitally. This is good stuff. I am completely at fault for not listening to Josh, Andrew, Matt, Stephanie, Bill, Tom, all my homies at the LCS that told me that I should read Shadecraft, and I did not read Shadecraft. Shadecraft. I did not read it when it first came out, and I was wrong for not grabbing this book, and it was gone within 4 days. So I'm digging this. And the second printing is out this week of issue 1. Issue 2 is out this week, so I got that. I was so busy organizing books that I didn't get a whole lot of reading done today, so you guys can berate me for that by all means down in the comments below. Shadecraft number 2. I'm looking forward to reading this one next. There's definitely not enough room on these stands for all these comics. Moving right along. Still with Image. Poor Mike, good to see you, man. Did I sell my DeLorean? You know what? I did not. This is a perfect time while everybody's watching. 23 people watching. Is anybody interested in buying a used car? I have a very well-kept used DeLorean available. Low mileage, well-maintained. Looking really good because I only drive it from time to time. Let that one sink in. Oh, and Jacques did the second print is also interesting. I did not pick that out right off the tap. Where am I going with this? Andrew, thanks, man. So much going on, I'm not paying attention, but still with Image, crossover issue 6. I was hesitant when this book first came out. I was like, what could this really be? Donny Cates is doing an amazing job with crossover. I have not read this one yet. This is going to be like the Shadecraft 2 and crossover 6 are going to be the first 2 reads I read after we're done with this show. I'm really excited for crossover every time it hits. I think they're doing a fantastic job with that, and I've really been enjoying that. Canadian Comic Corner, good to see you, man. Your online comic emailer or retailer emailed you and told me to, okay. And you didn't even buy a Berserker. Interesting. Nice score, man. Nice score. Sticking with Image still, Department of Truth. Got to have that. This one I have not read yet. I don't know about the rest of you. Issue 8, Department of Truth is something I really got to absorb and read a couple of times. And I think this is actually going to read better in a trade overall. But I'm not giving up on the single issues by any means, but as hot as this series has been. Shadecraft, I heard, did get optioned already, which is why the first issue sold out as fast as it did right after it came out. So there's Department of Truth, issue 8. Moving along, we're on to Boom Studios, and I hope you guys are ready for a lot of Boom books because this is all Boom heavy. Zombie Dance, good to see you. Thanks for being here. We got that Once and Future 18. I am sticking with this, and I've told you guys week after week, the last several weeks, it's on the chopping block for me. I did not read issue 17 yet. I have not read issue 18 yet. But what's happening right now is less and less people are ordering the book, and fewer people are reading the book, meaning the print runs are dropping lower. If you haven't seen already, Ross Ritchie posted the rarest covers on his Instagram for Once and Future. I think it's the 1 in 25 of number 14 is the top rarest cover out of Once and Future. And I'm like, well, either they're going to end the series at some point here, and I need to get caught up on this read, or it's going to catch a lot more steam and get busier again, and a lot more people are going to be reading. I don't know. All I know is cover 18 is one of my cover picks of the week. This is a dope cover for Once and Future. They kill it with a lot of the covers and a lot of the art. So we've got that cover A here. We've got that 1 in 10. Thank you to my LCS for pulling all these for me. That black and white variant is actually, this one's really cool. It's damn near a negative space variant, all black negative space variant. It's almost there. Chop out a few other little things there, and you basically got yourself a negative space variant. And in black. Has anybody ever seen a negative space variant in black? That's kind of a dope idea, I think. Yeah, I'm sure they're out there. Now that I think about it, there's Ghost Rider stuff and some other stuff that could be called that. And we also got the 1 in 25. Super cool. This is really reminiscent to a lot of the artwork that I see from Fiona Staples, right? In not Fiona Staples. You guys are gonna kill me over this. Stephanie Hans, right? Hans that does all the art and on the cover art for Die, a lot of the cover art for Die. This is very reminiscent of that. So this is a super, super cool looking cover. 1 in 25. I'm not sure. Thank you, Andrew Hans. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, Paul's right. This is a sexy cover. Geek Out with Roscoe. How's it going, man? Thanks for being here. I will hit up this chat in just a minute before I get to, well, about when I get to that halfway point. So we got those books. And then we did definitely score the Something is Killing the Children. This is listed as a secret variant on the back, not as the 8th print. It's listed on the back cover as a secret variant. So remember, you had to purchase Berserker, the foil versions, the foil variants of Berserker. For every copy of that you got, Berserker number 1 foil variant, you got a coupon. In that coupon, it said for every copy of Berserker number 2 that you purchased, and you turned in that coupon, you would get a copy of this. So this is that secret variant that's out. I didn't see it listed on any of the emails as it being arrived. English escapes me at the moment. I didn't see it as it having arrived at the LCS. So I actually messaged Andrew, my friend, and said, hey, did it make it? And he said, oh yeah, they're set aside. I think if I remember correctly, this is like a 1 in 2 now. So there should be a ton of these. Do not fall for FOMO and spend $30 or $40 on this. There should be plenty of these floating around. Give it 2 weeks. Look at eBay and maybe $10 at most for this. There should be a ton of these out. The CGC 9.8 prices should also come down in price because every single copy of these that I received are mint condition. Like stellar. Slight light rubbing on some of the corners, which is okay for a 9.8 coming right out of the box. Like these things were all showed up. Well, how many did Comic Man 80 grab this week? Well, I did get plenty of those foil variants of Berserker, so I did get plenty of coupons, and I was hoping for. The LCS, they didn't get allocated, or however you want to pronounce it. They didn't get chopped. They didn't get shorted. They had plenty of these. They all got set aside. So I'm super excited for these because I think this could be an extremely good long-term play, as in Mr. Bolo, aka Mr. Bolo, calls them long-term plays. I don't fall for FOMO. Don't spend a lot of money for this book. There should be a ton of them out there. 75,000 print run is what Paul Dunn is saying for this. Comic Man Skeffy, what? You know, I got to throw a little Uncle Skeff in here, but yeah, so 6 copies of this. I'm definitely sending a bunch of these off to CGC. Very cool. Because if I get them all back in 9.8 and get them back quickly, knock on wood, it'd be nice to actually add that to a pile for giveaway ideas. So, spec play of the week, cover play of the week. I talked about Darth Vader being my read of the week. Stay tuned, because next I'm going to talk about my spec play of the week and cover play of the week. Let me hit up this chat again really quick. We had 28 people watching. Thank you very much. You're down here in the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo hanging out while we're going 120%. Absolutely. Like I said, this was the most expensive new comic book day I've ever done, and I cannot believe that. So who else we got hanging out? Geek Out with Roscoe. Thanks for being here, man. Fable, Station, bro. Station, good to see you, man. Zombie Dance is still here. Absolutely. Andrew's still here. Thanks for being here, man. The Canadian Comic Corner. Good to see you. Thanks again for being here. Key Collector said so, but nothing official. Interesting. Vincent McLean said he pulled his Once and Future. I don't know when it's supposed to end and just kind of getting bored. You know, you're not wrong. It's tough retaining my attention with that series, but the artwork is fantastic. I love the premise behind the story. It's like, I doubt that it would get optioned, but I think it's still a solid read in the first trade, the first 6, 7, 8 issues. So I hope they come full circle and finish it off really well. And I'm invested this far into it. I might as well see it to the end. It's just a shame that all of a sudden all these variants hit on this week, and it kind of got a little overwhelming. But who else is here hanging out? What do we got? Paul Dunn still here. Yes, he said a 75,000 print run for that Something's Killing the Children. Zuni says, Comic Man Skeffy. Yeah, I just like the idea of a read of the week, a spec play of the week, and a cover of the week for me. And sometimes they're going to cross. It's about what I'm really interested in, and grabbing all these things and holding on to them, right? Holy chat jump. Vincent missed out on that. Something's Killing the Children. Might need a hookup. Ooh, I think you know a guy. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I call it lucky, because sounds like there's a ton of them out there. Really, it is. One of your shops gave the one per customer with any purchase, no coupon. Good stuff. Yeah, I think there's a ton of them out there. It just depends. You got to look. Did you leave any for Uncle Skeff? Did he not get any? Oh, why is he not in the chat right now hitting a brother up? Exactly. You know what I mean? Your LCS had none. So that's going to be interesting. There's probably going to be some sections of the country that might be starved for that and might affect the secondary market prices. So like I said, give it a couple of weeks. Let that secondary market catch up and let that inventory catch up to the demand. And yeah, because I think I saw asking prices like $20-$30 at one point earlier. Wow, that's a lot. It should be a good long-term investment. We'll see. With Something Killing the Children, just like a freight train, still chugging right along. Anything you can get, Something's Killing the Children. If you get it for cover price or less than cover price, by all means, if that's what you're into. Absolutely, Zuni. Thanks. Smash that like button if that's what you're into. Absolutely. It was a big day for you as well. Yeah, it was a big day for a lot of people. Sounds like a ton of people had a ton of books. It's another one that actually may get option movie surprise. So I think you're talking about Once and Future, and animated Once and Future, I think would be pretty dope. I think they could do it justice there, to be honest with you. I think that'd be actually a really good way. I couldn't do Once and Future, not a fan of fantasy. I get that. It's not for everybody. Yeah. Buy what you love, and you love what you buy at the end of the day, right? Ooh, excited for new issue of Two Moons. So I have not finished reading the first and the second issue of Two Moons. And the only reason why I skipped out on issue 3 is I had my arms loaded with books already. Yes, so I will get that soon here. I couldn't get to one. Yep. Best art you've seen in a comic. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. Oop, yeah, there we go. And unclicked. Savage Dragon variant for crossover. Ooh. I'm going to have to look. I didn't even know that variant was out. Like, I'm having a hard time keeping up with, because Walter Cruz is right. Independents are absolutely killing it right now. Independents are killing it. Like I said, I had 2 Marvel books. The rest were all independents this week, and I had the largest tab ever at my LCS. And yours didn't get any either. That's unfortunate, man. hopefully that changes. Maybe they find a box somewhere or somebody sends them some. The glass cover of Shadow Mine, I have not. Dude, you'll have to send me a picture of that. I'll have to look up there. Up there in Canada. You didn't get any in Canada either? Ooh. Maybe give it 3 weeks, 4 weeks before checking out that secondary market. Maybe everybody else has got to catch up a little bit. Yes, absolutely. Oh, the chat just jumped on me. Aggressively relaxing. Thanks for being here. Happy new comic book day. Get excited. Like I said, aggressively relaxing. Welcome to the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo. We're running 120%, and we are only halfway through these books. So I'm going to keep running and keep going. Killdex, thanks for being here. Great to see you. Absolutely. Walter Cruz already sold his Berserker for a pretty penny. Interesting. Very cool. It was a fast flip, man. Yes, absolutely awesome new comic book day. Transformers and My Little Pony are back together again. Good stuff. Good stuff. I've heard good things about that, actually. Surprisingly, I really have heard a lot of people say that that's been good. And I've also heard this, that Two Moons is a great read. No Good Comics, Justin said that was a really good read. That SD crossover foil was... Oh, did I miss it? The SD crossover foil, SD. Paul, oh, yeah. I got to look into that, man. I really do have to look into that. Two Moons was surprised the heck out of you. Okay, I'm really, really interested now. Like I said, I've got 2 issues that I got to read yet. By the way, anybody here read Brubaker and Phillips' new OGN? I have not. Honestly, Brubaker's writing style isn't really up my alley. I'm sure there are a ton of people in this chat here that love Brubaker. Speaking of people that love Brubaker, I'm pretty sure my homie Andrew over here actually does read. Yes, right there. Friend of the Devil was great. The Berserker foil was cool. I did get one of those. There are actually like 3 Berserker foils out today, if I remember correctly. Almost caught up here. Fuchsia only. Great to see you. Thanks for being here down in the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo. And we got a good old Muhushman. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. At least hit that thumbs up before you block me. You know what I mean? The Galactic Rodents Mayhem. I did not hear about that. Okay, so continuing on to the books. We're 20 minutes in. There are 30 people watching. Thanks for being here. I really enjoy this. You guys recharge me more than you'll ever know, especially on Wednesdays with all these great books. So we were dipping into the last stack of books, and I will tell you what, they are all Berserker books. And the book right on the top here. Oh, yes. Ooh, Berserker #1, 3rd print. Oh, yes. And what do I have to say about that?
I love gold.
Work it. Work it. Oh, I love foils. I love gold foils. Berserker. Cover price. Thank you, Andrew, for hooking it up because, I just had heard that this cover went crazy online, underprinted, underordered. I didn't even get to ask how many hit my LCS, but this thing is outstanding. And if you love foils and if you love gold, you're going to love this. This is my spec play of the week because I got lucky and was able to get it at cover price. If you're able to find one of these at cover price, send this bad boy into CGC right away. Keep it clean. Keep your fingerprints off of it. Unless you're reading it. If you really want to read it, by all means, that's your gig. I absolutely love this. Oh, man, it's getting hot down here.
Excuse me while I change. The roller buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
Oh, dude, I love gold. So Paul Dunn is saying that this is a 10,000 print run. Interesting. That seems like a really low print run for a book of this stature. There are so many Keanu Reeves fans out there that don't even know about this yet, and when they do catch on to Berserker, they're going to be all over it. So, moving right along, that gold foil variant is to die for, in my opinion. I absolutely love that. So, we're moving right along to the Berserker 2 and all of its variants. I did read Berserker 2 today, cover A. I liked it. It read faster than I thought it would. Actually, you know what? Maybe it just felt like it read fast. But this had a lot of backstory in it. It added a lot of depth. It added a lot of character building. And then as soon as I got to that last page, I'm like, no, I want more. I'm absolutely digging Berserker. It might not be your cup of tea, but give it a shot. Read it digitally and see if you're going to be interested in it because I am really digging this. I know a lot of other people are really digging it too. I've actually heard almost everybody's really digging it. and there's very few people that I'm hearing speak up saying that they're not liking it. If you don't like it, speak up in the chat and say that that's not your thing, because it's really interesting to gauge the interest on everybody in the community with Berserker. And it's only issue 2 out, and I've got dang near a short box full of Berserker books. Almost an entire short box dedicated to Berserker books, and only issue 2's hit so far. So Paul's saying it's a 10,000 print run for that gold foil. I definitely love gold foil. Don Davis pre-ordered 5 and got 2. I was surprised. Yeah, I heard that there was some heavy allocation going on or something like that. Andrew said they ordered 100 and got 15. They ordered 100 and got 15. That's a massive chop, because I know that LCS is no slouch of an LCS. And when they order something, 90% of the time they're getting it. So for them to get chopped, that's very interesting. It's not, yeah. So John's Comics said it's not his thing, and I totally get that, and I totally honor that. I don't know, the vernacular escapes me at the moment. So Canadian Comic Corner, it wasn't a fan of number 1, to be honest. You might have to read it again. I'd love to love it. Maybe it's going to be one of those ones that really catches on a lot more steam after the first trade hits, and people really sit down and read the first 6 issues. Issue 2, I think, was a lot better than issue 1. I think issue 1 had a ton of action, and 2 had a lot of character depth, a lot of character building, and then a fair bit of blood, gore, and action. The story in Berserker hit right out of the gate. Yeah, I'm digging it. Berserker is dope. It is. Comic Elite pre-ordered. Are you serious? Comic Elite pre-ordered 5,000 copies, only got 50? And somehow the print run's 10,000. Interesting. So moving right along. Cover, you guys are going to have to help me here. So we had cover A back there. This should be cover B if I got them all in order. The Albuquerque trade. And you know what? I'm not even going to try stacking these up anymore. We'll leave those ones sit right there. Oh, and you want to talk about love and foils? We got that Grandpa Red Stripe foil variant, and my polybags do not do these books justice, but I prefer the polybags to help protect the corners while I manhandle these things and almost destroy them going through them every week. But I don't care if foils are a gimmick. I grew up with foil comic books. I love collecting foil comic books. That being said, I don't go out of my way to buy a ton of them every week. Just the ones I'm really, really interested in. I love collecting those. Super cool. And then we got that foil Albuquerque, which, am I even saying that right? Albuquerque. This is really hard to play off because it's like a black foil. This would look really cool in a Mylar or in a slab, because even the trade dress up here is all in foil too. Super cool. In fact, I should do that. I should do a dub voiceover of that clip and make, instead of him saying gold at foil, just make him say foil and have it be terribly in my voice too. So there were a couple of secret variants actually that I got hooked up with. Thank you, Andrew, and thank you to my LCS. The Grandpa Stripe variant, where you've got Berserker himself in black and white, and then you still have the red stripe in the background and the yellow trade dress up there. That was a secret variant. And then the Grandpa black and white secret variant as well. Now, I don't normally go down this rabbit hole when it comes to trades. I got an entire set. So if you're spun up on the Berserker books, you know where this is going. But for those of you that aren't spun up on the Berserker books, there are still more here. I basically got an entire set. The only Berserker books I'm missing from issue 1 are the one per store thank you variant, or the one per store variant. That seems to be the book to have. It must be a lot more rare, if you will. And the 1 in 1,000, I did not get a copy. So those are the 2 that I'm missing from issue 1. Issue 2, though, we got that 1 in 25 Leon variant. Definitely digging that. Can you guys tell how kind of tired I'm getting just going into this, because there's so many books and I've been so excited to talk to you guys about this? We got that 1 in 50 Grandpa variant, which is basically the red stripe variant with minus the trade dress, the virgin variant. This is going to look super cool in a slab, to be honest with you. I've got so many books I need to send to CGC, and CGC is so behind right now. It is nuts. And then we've got the 1 in 100 Leon variant, which is a virgin variant. Same cover minus the trade dress. Super cool. And then we've got the Albuquerque variant, virgin variant, the 1 in 150. I actually like this. This is, out of the second issue, this is one of my favorites. And last but not least, we've got the Leon variant black and white 1 in 250. Very cool. I'm actually something about Boom Studios and these black and white variants I'm really digging. Kind of like nitty gritty, kind of just raw, almost art looking. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So, I mean, that alone was Berserker issue 2. That's a ton of books. That's a ton of books. And I didn't even buy any extras. I bought some extras from cover 1, or I'm sorry, issue 1 of cover A. I bought a couple, and then I bought a couple extra of the foil to get those extra cards for the Something's Killing the Children's Secret variant. But I did not buy extras of issue 2. This is just a full set of issue 2 in the variants. That's more than my standard new comic book day to begin with. And then there's all of that behind me as well. Like, so this was the biggest new comic book day in my history ever of new comic book day, and it was nuts. Yes, exactly. Berserk D's nuts. It was crazy. And I'm actually kind of ashamed to say that I let everything get the better of me, and it wasn't FOMO. It was pure enjoyment that I'm collecting Berserker and reading Berserker and chasing these covers because I want to send them to CGC, and the fact that I already own them, and my LCS is able to offer them at a price that I think is extremely fair, under online prices substantially on opening day, so to speak. I'm able to send these off all to CGC and get these back as a set without having to search, without having to pay extra shipping, without having to. So it's really nice. So where am I going with this? It's kind of outstanding. So biggest new comic book day ever. I'm actually kind of ashamed to say that I spent well over $300 on new comic book day. That is absolutely a crazy exception for me. It might, John, I don't know. It might be because I don't have to chase any of them either. I already have them all. So I was floored when I saw my tab, but I ordered the books. I'm going to pay for them. My LCS does an amazing job taking care of me. I'm going to take care of my LCS, and I'm going to pay for the books that I ordered. That being said, if Berserker is going to do this every month, I need to evaluate where I sit with this because I don't want to miss out on these high ratio variants if there's something I'm really digging, and I don't want to have to chase them after the fact because I really don't think the secondary market is going to fluctuate a whole lot. I don't think we're going to see massive crazy dips on this book. And I think there's so many ratio variants out there that when people start catching on and start getting on this book, like the Keanu Reeves fans, if they really want to get into comic book collecting, or if they already are and they don't know about it, I don't see massive spikes either. So I feel pretty comfortable in saying that what I spent and what I put into them is probably what they're going to be worth down the line. I see stability. I don't see gain. I don't see loss. I see stability with this Berserker setup. Obviously, they've talked about a movie and a show and all this other stuff. Cool. That's neat. There are tons of Keanu Reeves fans out there. Maybe they push this to another level or another higher level. But the fact of the matter is these are so heavily printed. They're so heavily printed that it's good. Demand's going to take a while to catch up to supply. I got to be honest with you. That's where I'm at with this. So I don't see massive drops. I don't see massive gains. I just kind of see stability here. And because I'm a Keanu Reeves fan, and because I'm a fan of Boom Studios and Matt Kent and what they've got going on here, I feel okay buying these books. That being said, can I afford them? I'm going to have to work some extra time. I'm going to have to move some books. I'm going to have to do something to make sure I can afford this. Because once we get to issue 6, if they're still doing this many variants and it's still costing $200 to $300 a month just for the Berserker books, I'm going to find that towel. I'm going to probably throw that into the ring, and I'm going to be like, enough's enough. I put in a valiant effort, but if they're going to chase this many variants all the way through, it's like, man, I digress. I'm not going to do a massive recap. All of the Berserker 2 prints are right over here. All of the high ratio variants are right over here. I am going to recap a couple of these books after I hit up this chat. Mark the Cuddy Sark, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. I know I already said that. Appreciate your time. It's a new comic book day, man. Welcome to the Comic Man Andy Comic Cave Comic Dojo, where we're fired up to 120%, and we're going through the largest stash of books that I've ever purchased on a Wednesday. So thanks for being here, man. B-Town 2294. You took up a hobby in silent tennis. It's like regular tennis, but without the racket. Homeboy, you better hang out a lot more. Oh, I'm loving that. Absolutely. 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 You're welcome to the Comic Man, Andy, Comic Cave, Comic Dojo, Comic Club. Somehow it just works tonight. B-Town, thanks for that, man. Tennis without the racket. I love it, man. Absolutely. Good stuff. It might be like I might turn into that full completionist collector. The problem is the 1 in 1,000 is going to be really expensive still. I thought that book was going to drop after the secondary market flooded. It did not. It held steady and went up just a bit. Whew. Good evening, everybody. Yes, absolutely. Yo, Mark. I think Wind is actually about to be announced. I thought Wind got announced already. I don't know. Bye from Wind. You better do it before it's gone with the wind. Oh, man. Hello, John. Hope you and the fam are doing great. Absolutely, John. Absolutely, Mark. Good stuff. I think it'll be stable for a while. I'm kind of with Mark on this one. Yes, I digress. There's a whole avenue there. We can go further down. Seawood 19, good to see you, bro. If you don't know Seawood 19, check out his channel. He did a massive haul yesterday on Tuesday. Good stuff. Burke Family 54, good to see you. It's Morphin Time. Comic Man A, hashtag stay nasty, brother. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping in. We did a massive new comic book day haul. And like I said, it's the biggest one of my life. We went through all of those books. We're hitting up this chat. And I'm going to do a small recap of the other books, but by all means, all of the Berserker 2 ratio variants are all sitting over here. You think the hardcover of Wind was allocated last week? Interesting. Good to know. Grabbing your books tomorrow. Absolutely, man. Do not sleep on that foil variant of the third printing of Berserker #1. Even if it's Berserker's not your thing, if you find one for dirt cheap, don't sleep on that. Hook up a friend or flip it. Holy moly, I've heard good things about that. It's a cave and a dojo. Can I get a taco stand and a froyo shop? Hey, come on now. Come on now. We'll stay modern. Maybe we put in a cotton candy machine down here, or maybe one of those Slurpee machines. We'll hook it up, right? You know what I don't get, man? Why my kid don't want to go to the dojo. And that's why we're in the comic dojo right now, right? Tell Sensei Kreese at the dojo that Brick Nasty said hi. Absolutely. So quick recap here for everybody watching. Your only copy of Berserker 1 was the red blank variant. Interesting. The grandpa red blank variant. Absolutely, yeah. Gave you that Berserker 1 as a freebie? Dude. All right, recapping these books again really quick. Like I said, all of the ratio variants for Berserker 2 are sitting right over here. I will spare you guys that whole 20-minute rundown there. And the secret variant, or did they call it? On the back, it's not listed as the 8th print. I think on the back cover, it's listed as a secret variant. So we got 6 of those, which is great. Turned in those coupons. My LCS hooked me up. These all showed up in immaculate condition. So I would imagine that the census is going to be really high in 9/8 for this book, because if my shop got as many as they did in immaculate shape, wow, the comic gods are looking down on Diamond right now because somebody did something right there. So Berserker 2 cover A, fantastic read. I cannot wait for issue 3. Like I said, I got to that last page and could not wait for more. Oh yes, we gotta just do this again really quick. It's good stuff. That gold foil Berserker 1/3 print.
I love gold.
Work it. Work it. Yeah. Stretch it. Work it. Gains. Yo. The gold foil variant is to die for, in my opinion, and I cannot wait to hopefully get that in a slab and hopefully get it at a 9/8 and hang that up, because it's going to look stellar, to be honest with you. We got the Once and Future cover A, issue 18. I have not read 17. I have not read 18, so I got to make an effort to sit down and get caught up on that. Like I said, it's on the block for me. It's on the block for me whether I'm going to keep reading that or not. I might move to the digital format and read it digitally and stop buying the issues. But there's the 1 in 25, which is absolutely stellar. It's reminiscent of Stephanie Hans stuff from Die. And this is, I'm going to butcher this name, but Kalida variant. Super, super, super cool. And like I said, it just reminded me of the Die series. Where has Die been? They're on a break. They've got a few more issues, I hope. Right there. Very cool stuff. Then we've got that 1 in 10 Mora black and white, which I'm really kind of digging the Boom Studios black and white variants. Very, very, very sharp. Very cool. crossover cover A, number 6. This is going to be, in fact, you know, I'm putting that right over here. That's going to be one of the first things I read once we're done here. Department of Truth, issue 8. I've got to marinate on these. Like some other people, I've got to read Department of Truth a couple of times and let it really sink in. This is a thinking person's read. One of the hottest series ongoing series going out right now. We talk about tongue twister. How do I not get tongue tied on the whole Comic Man, Indie Comic Cave, Comic Dojo, but then I get tongue tied on? Yes, absolutely. I digress. I'm moving right along. Shadecraft issue 1, second printing. Andrew told me this was a Jacques variant. Super cool. Oh, there's the signature. Very good stuff. Because I am digging that cover B of issue 1, that Jacques variant, which is the Akira homage. No Good Comics sent me that as an AOK, and I cannot thank him enough for letting me have that. Shadecraft issue 2, boom, going right over to the reading pile. As soon as we're done here, I am reading that next. Darth Vader issue 11, Greg Peck. This is my read of the week. I cannot put Darth Vader down for some reason. This series has been phenomenal. And even more so than Berserker, even more so than Berserker, once I got to the last page of this, I was actually kind of not upset, but I was like, I gotta wait again. I gotta wait another month. This has been reading fantastic. I'm super happy with Darth Vader. Silk issue 2, issue 1, I actually kind of enjoyed. It stuck out, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see where this goes. It's a 5-issue miniseries. Picked up issue 2, and issue 2 is kind of losing me. I hope they spice it up or pick it up for issue 3. At this point right now, it's only a 5-issue miniseries. I might as well pick up all 5 issues, read them once, put them back in the bag, stack them together, and put them in a claim sale or an auction and let somebody else enjoy the 5-issue miniseries at a deep discount and high grade. Because it's Spider-Man and Silk's not something I collect mainly, but I'm definitely interested on a jumping in point and seeing how the story goes. So that's it. That's New Comic Book Day. I've been rambling for 40 minutes. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Absolutely. This connective tissue that we have as comic books is fantastic. But the greatest part about comic books are all of you sitting here talking, hanging out, recharging each other, getting excited about comic books, getting excited about your favorite covers, your favorite investments, your favorite reads, your favorite way to collect comic books, your favorite way to storm, everything about comic books. And it's fantastic. You guys recharge me every week, and I cannot thank you guys enough. It is a good time. I do. I love Moore's work too. It's good stuff. It's fantastic. And Mark's looking for more of these nuts, and you can find them at your local Aldi's where they carry all of these nuts as well. Yes. Good to have you back, man. I missed you on vacation. Good to have you back. But that's New Comic Book Day. Does anybody else have anything that they're really excited about? New covers? I cannot wait for next week. I'm looking forward to a little bit of a break. Great haul. This makes me excited to pick up my books this weekend. Yes, absolutely. Get on that hunt and look for some of that. Some of those covers. I'm absolutely spoiled by my LCS. So thank you very much. Spider-Man and Silk seems like that'd be your thing. Not necessarily. The Peter Parker is definitely not a Peter that I pitter-patter to the Peter to. Either way. Thanks again, everybody. This has been... You need that 8th print. I doubt my shop will have one. If your shop doesn't have one, hit me up. Hit me up, Berkman. This has been New Comic Book Day, and I can't thank you guys enough because... Ooh, almost hit the wrong buttons there again. It has been a blast. I have been amped and pumped to sit down and talk with you guys about this. And I've been rambling for almost 45 minutes. This is not only is this the most expensive New Comic Book Day I've ever done, this is the longest episode of New Comic Book Day I've ever done as well. Like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. So you guys know how I'm going to end this like I do every week. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you on the flip side for the next video. And remember the most important part, all day, every week. Cue it up.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty. I love gold.